then go to your basic branch from here. There are 4 regiments with 8 companies each. Each company has about 120 cadets, just like an infantry company in the Army. And then within that company, the cadets assume roles like company commander, platoon leader. So they do the very thing here that they'll be doing in essence later on once they're actually commissioned in the Army. What you see here in front of you are the barracks. This is called Washington Hall, and I think it's MacArthur Hall. So General Washington in the middle. Oh no, excuse me, Eisenhower Hall and MacArthur. General MacArthur over to our left, General Eisenhower to our right, General Eisenhower to our left, George Washington in the middle. What you see on the immediate left over there is the library, and in front of that library is General Patton. And there's a big controversy that's still going on with General Patton right now. It used to be, that's the new library, the old library was behind it, and General Patton's statue got moved. And for many years, General Patton was facing the library. So very dramatic, you know, has binoculars, one of our greatest soldiers of all time. When they built the new library, they brought him forward and turned him around for proper military etiquette to face the reviewing party here during parade. He should be looking out on the plain. The Patton family was outraged because when Patton was here, or like during his, not when he was here, but later on in his life, that when I die and they make a statue of me, I want to be facing the library because I never knew what that damn thing was. But when they built it new, they turned him around, and the Patton family is incensed. They want him facing the way he was originally asked to. Now,
was he the class goat?
I'm getting there. So,
okay,
right, don't steal my thunder,
damn.
You got on this tour, damn Navy.
Come on, don't you hate that?
So General Patton was famous because he graduated the GOAT. So, you know, Bob asked me a minute ago, did anybody ever get through here at disciplinary action? I can't tell you that, but being the class GOAT is really quite tricky because you're dead-ass last in the class, but don't go to summer school. I had quite a few friends of mine who went to summer school. I'm proud to report that I graduated the top 75% of my class.
Good.
That's a joke. 75%. We're above me.
Yeah.
Right.
Bottom 20.
So I think I was like 830 out of just over 1,000, something like that. But my best friend was in the running for class GOAT, but he went to summer school. So, and the class GOAT gets $1 from each cadet that's awarded to him upon graduation. So a nice little tradition.
Yeah.
There's a comment about these buildings here. That's the superintendent's house. The superintendent is a 3-star general of the academy. To his left is the commandant's quarters. He's a 1-star general, and he's in charge of all disciplinary action within the Corps Cadets, military training, etc. And then on the right is the dean of cadets, who's in charge of all academic requirements for cadets. He's a 1-star general as well. To our immediate front is the cadet chapel. We'll go up there in a minute too. That's a Protestant chapel. To the, you can barely see it, to the right is a Jewish chapel. That was built shortly after I graduated. The Catholic chapel further down. Up until 1972, cadets were required to go to church or service. It was mandatory that formation as you marched up there. And that was done away with shortly after 72. And then also what's interesting, again, cadets cannot be married while they're here. So the day after graduation, literally hours after the graduation, there are non-stop services. They're like every half an hour, cadets are going through there with their brides getting married. Now there are rumors that occasionally some cadets were married, but with that, by doing that, you risk being expelled or kicked out of the academy. So very interesting. And there's also new construction going up there, which I know nothing of, though I do think it's some of the money I donate here. There's some ways you can. I have a paver over by the Association of Graduates building. It has my name on it. And many of the buildings here are now being named after great benefactors. Remember, this is still a federal post, and all the funding on here comes from D.C. But the Association of Graduates decided many years ago that, wow, a lot of cadets are graduating here, becoming captains of industry, or making decent dough. Let them kick some money back, because we want to attract the best students possible as well. I mean, even though it's military service, you want the best. It's kind of tough when you have a small, campus like this. You want to try to get some kid who's looking at going to Ohio State, Oklahoma. You look at those huge facilities. But now with this going to graduates and asking for dough, we are getting a lot more facilities, really high-class stuff because of the money we're putting in as graduates. So that's why I said that. I think part of my dough is helping with that new construction up there. Because I feel obligated as a place to send some money back for what they did for me. All right, questions?
What's the nearest building here?
That's the library.
That's the library.
Yeah, that's the library.
That's the old one.
The old one's behind it, right. Now it becomes classrooms. Oh, yes, another thing, a question was asked before some of the buildings we passed. On the right-hand side, one large building used to be an old riding hall. When Patton was here, it was still riding. He was an expert horseman, by the way. when cadets practice doing the parades, it's still called a dismounted drill as opposed to a mounted drill, because at one point there was a lot of training for horsemanship skills as well. We still have an equestrian team, but not so much, for regular training for cadets. And having said that, what is the mascot for the Army football team? Anybody know? Or all football teams?
Bulldog, isn't it?
Oh, that's
That's Marine.
Mule, the Army Mule, correct. And the damn Navy? Goat, right. So during big Army-Navy games, there's always a rivalry, and what happens is we try to steal each other's mascot. Well, stealing a goat, man, it ain't too hard. First of all, Navy guys aren't that bright anyway. They got little goats. Can you imagine trying to steal this mule? Navy midshipmen have actually gotten hurt trying to move this freaking thing. They're dangerous.
Move.
Mules are nasty-ass creatures.
Yeah, right.
Kick you.
Which may suggest, Stacy, she'll tell you about my demeanor, and she'll suggest that I'm still a bit ornery like a mule.
They didn't have a carrot and a stick in the Navy, did you?
You gotta ask these guys.
Ask the Seabees over there.
I have no idea. Also behind us, we'll pass to our right. You can just see it under the tree is the baseball field. It's been rumored that after Doubleday established baseball right here at West Point. There's always a debate: was it first in Hoboken or was it first here at West Point? We say here at West Point. The first game was played after Doubleday right here on the West Point grounds. And then one other famous grad you only think about, or not a grad, but who was here for a number of years, but failed of all things English, Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, my goodness. That's scary.
Right. All right, any questions? Can I answer any questions while we're here?